Welcome back to Project Hospital. Lots of changes on the main floor. I've moved the radiology department completely down to the first floor, using up the space that was behind all of the main doctor's offices. I figured that this is going to be a lot easier, especially when people are first coming in and they're first getting diagnosed. They're going to normally have to go over to radiology. At laboratories or one of the other more popular initial buildings or locations to go to, but I do think that radiology is a big one. Meanwhile, I believe everything else is going relatively smoothly. We're up on money. I forgot about this problem here. I forgot to declare this as being the ICU room. A lot of people were complaining that they're out of ICU beds last night, and I'm like, well, we've got a bunch of beds that weren't being used. Yeah, I completely forgot to designate that. So, I fixed that up. Meanwhile, I'm kind of okay with how we have our emergency trauma center right now. It's not my favorite design in the world, but overall for this playthrough, I think I'm okay with it. I might try some different ideas down the road. One of the things I'm going to do here in just a bit is extend everything down the hallway that is more staff related. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some more doctor's offices so that they're kind of like across from each other throughout this hallway. One of the other items I talked about earlier in the series is expanding our entryway so that it's kind of a bit more spread out. Also, it looks really funky from above, like that little tiny part jutting out. So I might make that a little bit wider and a little bit more close to the road. But yeah, the next couple of episodes, really, I'm going to try to be wrapping this up. I think what I'd like to do is, and now that we've got the money, and really it's almost like unlimited money at this point. It's like, just spam the event button and you're golden. So as I keep getting more and more money from all of my special events, I will probably go ahead and put down another wing, another surgical floor. And that's really what we're just going to be doing. We're going to be stacking, we're going to be bringing in, we've got our cardio wing, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add in, we'll probably just start right up the list. So we'll start with general surgery, and then we'll start with internal medicine and things like that. So I will work on that for a bit. It seems like we've got a pretty high load on our doctors here, so I might try to fix that as well. But I'll be back here in a bit after I do a little bit of adjusting. Okay, things have been adjusted just a bit, a couple of changes, and I've decided to add a couple more doctor's offices here in the front. And what we're going to do, instead of having the waiting room outside of the doctor's offices themselves for emergency, we're going to actually make that a standard old corridor. And I've decided to try out having a massive wait room, kind of like a normal hospital might have in the emergency section. So you're going to come up to reception. I actually should assign some people to reception again. I'll take care of that in just a second, but they're going to come up, see reception, and then go over to the waiting room. There should be enough chairs here, I think, maybe for everyone that would normally wait in the doctor's office. I might do overflow in the hallway, but in theory, they're going to go to the reception, immediately tag in here at the little, what do you call that, the check-in station, the check-in counter, and then they should get called back because the TVs are still all hooked up too. So, a couple changes there. I will go ahead and make maybe a break room down here. That way our doctors who are in the offices don't have to walk all the way down to, this is kind of like the trauma center break room, really. This is kind of a really big mix-up room that's supposed to be some radiology, and then some of the folks down on this end of the hallway. But that way, if we have a break room here, people in these offices might not walk all the way down there just to take a little break. So I'll add those. I'll add our doctors back to the ones that I kind of moved the rooms and broke the connection. And we should be all set to move on to the next step of our upgrading the hospital. All right, my nurses have been reassigned to reception, and I've added a couple more things down at the end of the hallway here. I've got larger doctor's office. I decided since we have a head of emergency, we'll give Mark Miller a nice big office here at the end of the hall, and then just a small little break room for emergency. The one thing I did notice is that we're missing a restroom, so to speak, that's close by for all of our radiology, so that's probably not going to help things out much, but it's not terribly far of a walk if they need to go all the way down here, so they can survive for a bit. If worst comes to worst, if I need to put in a bathroom, I'll just extend it right here. I don't remember if you can go right to the border of the map or no. Yeah, okay, so there's a 2-tile or 3-tile gap here, 2 tiles away from the map edge. So we could still build something at the end of the hallway if need be. So that is those are my changes to the main emergency area. So an extra couple of offices, hopefully to deal with the incoming. I also need to get one more special event in a row. So I think I can just go ahead and do... let's do an epidemic, because that's standard, pretty easy to deal with from what I understand and what we've experienced so far. By the way, there have been a couple of updates since I played last. So one of the updates I think now is that surgery requires 2 scrub nurses as opposed to 1. Is that... Let me double check here. So yeah, if you see now, it used to be just 1 surgery nurse. Now there's actually 2 surgery nurses required, which I think we already had. We have plenty of nurses. Our surgery unit is still rocking out like crazy. I've really not seen too many issues here on this floor either. So I'm guessing that we need pretty much been able to accommodate everyone that's been coming through. We still have some open beds here and there, and I've not seen too many messages come up about, hey, we don't have enough, not enough space to deal with this person, so they're being transferred. So I think we're basically getting people in, putting them into surgery, and then getting them out the next day relatively quickly. Are you? No, you're fine. Sorry, this little thing here, I thought this was in the hallway. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how cardiology wound up being designed. There's still plenty of space over here if we ever wanted to expand down that road. I doubt I'm going to play through much beyond just getting a couple more of the specialized departments up, because at a certain point, games like this kind of become repetitive. So I mean, if you're looking to design that perfect hospital, then absolutely. I like the management aspect of it, but I lose interest generally when the game tends to just run into repetition mode. So from here, it's going to be, get more money, add another floor, get more money, add another floor. So we're going to be going through the same general idea. But I will go ahead and save up some money from this current event that we've got going, and then I'm going to try to add in the general surgery and maybe internal medicine and see if that makes a huge impact in our overall performance. Also, I should probably watch during the morning. I should watch and see how this gets taken care of. Like, is this working properly? Is it too difficult or not? As long as they're getting called in, I think we're okay. Let me double check here. No, everyone's getting seen right now. Let me wait for someone to leave, and the next batch of people will get pulled in. Okay, he just got pulled in, so that's working properly. There it goes. Okay, the little plus symbol or the up arrow showed up. So they're still getting called back from this waiting room. I don't think it's too bad. Their minimum wait time, either way, they'd have to walk over to the doctor's office and sign in, or they can walk right here and sign in. So for me, I don't think it really matters in the end. I was able to include a couple more boredom items, so things like that they're able to read. We also have a bookshelf that they can pull books from if they get bored as well. So I'm going to go ahead and, save up a little bit of money, and we'll think about adding in the general surgery wing. Well, this is a bit new. I don't know if we've, maybe it's just taken a really long time for this to happen, but one of our employees has actually leveled up and is now a resident. So they leveled up from the intern to the resident status, and we can now pick their specialization, which is actually really freaking cool. I guess, yeah, we'll keep him in acute medicine for now. That's the one he chose, which is just kind of neat, to be honest. I didn't realize that they were leveling up. Maybe this was another update that I might have missed. Now, I did not update the game today, and I believe the current update will let you rotate the camera. So in the most recent update that I don't have applied right now, because I wasn't sure if it was going to break the game or not, we can rotate the map. That's a new thing. But it also looks like maybe the promotions were in place, which either they weren't before, or it just took a really long time, and that was the first promotion we've ever seen. I've pretty much finished with the whole layout and design of our newer area. So as you can see, everyone's coming in here, signing in, and then taking a seat to be called back into their doctor's office. So I believe right now, this, for the most part, is working okay. We may want to, let me take a look at my emergency. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hire a couple more doctors in here in order to process through all of the people in the waiting room. Let's make sure we don't get any bad monkeys, and I will pretty much just looking for people to do good diagnosis is always fine with me. Yeah, I'm going to max out pretty much all of the doctor's offices at this point. You're a bad monkey, you're a couple bad monkeys, you're a hard worker, you're fine right there. Okay, so we'll start trying to make sure the daily load on all of our doctor's offices is as low as possible. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. For the other departments here, I've just wound up copying... Oh, God. Something I kind of screwed up here. I copied them from cardiology just to kind of place them down. And it turns out it copied the cardiology room designation. So all these areas are considered to be cardiology wings. So, whoopsie daisy. Let me go ahead and cancel that. Right, that'll send them back up to cardiology eventually. And I'm going to just keep expanding these 2 or 3 floors as I get more and more money. Yeah, I broke your room. Sorry about that. So we'll keep trying to expand general surgery and internal medicine. Honestly, beyond that point, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing too much else with the playthrough. Mostly because the more I think about it, a lot of this is at this point is waiting. I'm waiting on money. I'm waiting on events to happen. And to be fair, those aren't really super fun events, or that's not a really fun thing to do in a game. It's just waiting for money to stack up. So I might just try to see how it looks with a couple of more departments that are fully fleshed out. I don't know if we'll get to the entire Overcure Incorporated, have 9 fully working departments. I'm not sure if I'll be doing that this time around or not, but it has been a pretty fun little playthrough, a little bit more fun than I expected. I really thought this was going to be more boring than it was, but I'm actually enjoying the management aspect of it a lot. Hey, look, yeah, we are getting more specialists. This must be new. That's really cool. So you are the highest level of specialization you can go. You are the end-all, be-all of emergency, Patricia Davis. Congratulations. Right, so I will save up some more money. I think what we'll see in this episode, I don't know, maybe we'll do Master Janitor. Yeah, that's all new. We didn't have any promotions last time around, so that has to be completely new. One nice thing that I might be able to finish up some point soon is a $300,000 government grant for finishing off 10 events in a row. So here's to hoping that we don't have any failures with our current or the next couple of emergencies. I might try the break. What is it, like the crash? The crash is the one that brings people in by ambulance. So we have a lot of ambulances. We have a lot of trauma center areas. So I think we'll be fine handling that load. Wow, all of our ambulances actually have the maximum sends that they could have every day, which means I probably need to grab another ambulance or two to keep to make sure that we're getting as many ambulance delivered patients as possible. Yeah, so maybe there are a little bit of bugs when you try to update with a old save. I don't know what Rachel Rodriguez is doing, but I don't think it's legal, and I don't appreciate you trying to take my stretcher. You're fired. Now bring back the stretcher. She's gonna be outside for the rest of her life, just flipping out with that one stretcher. Well, I don't know what's exactly happening, but it seems as though one of my nurses has gotten bugged out and is like... I don't even know anymore. I don't know if this was... This must have been from a save an update from the game that snuck in on me. But I specifically have this game set to not update so that I could kind of do the Let's Play as I went. But I don't know if this was a sneaky update that managed to get itself applied or what. But we are not having good luck with our recently fired Rachel Rodriguez, who apparently is kidnapping patients and keeping them hovering up in the air. And this actually is having a lot of patients collapse and die, and generally not be able to be treated because they're out hovering in the middle of space. So, I'm not sure. It's one of those things that it is unfortunate, but at this point I was already kind of coming towards the end of the Let's Play anyways. I've also noticed some weird behavior with our ambulances too. So I'm not sure if an update completely smashed the game to smithereens or what. But one thing, I don't know if one of the things I was thinking about would be kind of cool for this game to have would be a helicopter zone. That would be kind of neat if you were able to add that onto your roof of your hospital, wherever that addition might be. I mean, they're still making updates to the game. It's still quite possible that that's going to be one of the options. I failed my one of my emergency events. I've not been able to get any emergency events done because a lot of my people who are trying to be transferred, you can hear all these different dings come up because so many people are being transferred to other locations. So I think I've got a major issue. I think she's actually eating up all of the stretchers here. They're all getting stacked on top of each other. So unfortunately, that might cause me a little bit more of a headache than I want to deal with right now. So we might go ahead and call it a done Let's Play at this point. I wanted to add at least a couple more floors. I did, as you can tell, I've started to build out my general surgery and my internal medicine departments, but at this point, if everything, like our reputation is going down pretty hardcore, along with, along with a couple of possessed ambulances, so I think things are a little bit in an awkward spot. So we might come back to this later on, or we might just say thank you so much, Project Hospital. You've been fun, and I have had a lot of fun with it, and I do hope that if you're into these types of games, you might enjoy it as well. Lots of customization options. I do hope they keep adding things, too. I would like to see a couple more changes to the game be made. So this is, I don't know. I really did think I had all of my updates paused ever since I kind of lost one of my older Let's Plays due to an update incident, but apparently not. Apparently this snuck in under the radar, so I even have Steam turned off, specifically so Project Hospital won't update when I launch it. But alas, my friends, I think this is the end of our Project Hospital run. That's okay, though. It's been fun, and we've learned a lot of things for the game, so maybe next time we get back into it, we'll know a lot more about it. So, thanks so much for joining me for these last couple dozen episodes. I think this is, like, actually right on a dozen. So thanks so much for joining me, and I do hope to have more management games out there in the near future. My name has been Tobel. Thanks so much for your time, and if you want to join us in our Discord, by the way, we have that link in the information below, and more information. I also have a Twitter if you'd like to keep up to speed on my streaming or any other new updates, and we also have a Patreon if you'd like to support this type of content. Thanks again for watching. Take care.